Welcome back to the Visibility Show. I have a very special guest for you guys today, and her name is Kim Cullen, and she is my go-to for all things Facebook communities, Facebook group questions. She hears from me all the time about these questions because I feel like we always have questions about Facebook groups. And I am going to let Kim introduce herself and talk a little bit about how she got into being an expert at Facebook groups and communities, and how your social media management journey led you in that direction.
Sounds good. Hi, Chrissy. Thanks, Chrissy. First of all, a huge thank you for having me. And yeah, I'm dead excited, and I love you to bits. I love your show. I love everything you do. So a little bit about me. So as Chrissy said, I'm Kim Cullen, and I'm from Snowdonia in North Wales in the UK. So going back a few years, due to depression and anxiety after having my daughter, who is now 8, I felt that the only way to earn an extra income at the time was to join an MLM company and run it through social media, which I did for several years. However, throughout them years, nothing really happened. I gained a few team members who were amazing, and I gained a few sales. But the promise of earning thousands in just a few hours a week, it just didn't happen. In fact, I was spending at least 70 hours more a week trying to hit my monthly targets. And I was spending zero time with my daughter or with my partner. My mental health was suffering worse, and with all honesty, I thought I was dying inside. So something had to change. And just at that time, a friend of mine was making a business transition into becoming a marketing agency. And she said, would you like to help me out with my Facebook group in return for marketing tips and tricks to earn money in your MLM company? I was like, yeah, hello, yes, okay, let's do this. So little did I know that I fell in love with this group. I fell in love with making the connections with people. I fell in love with getting to know people, genuinely know them, and I was doing all this by being myself. And then it was only then my friend came to me and said, since you've been helping me out with this group, that my sales have exploded and my engagements exploded. And basically from there, I literally went in to help other people and build up my portfolio. I started getting my own clients every month, and I just got better and better and better and better. And then like I said, I just love the process of getting to know people. And yeah, so my mental health is pretty much on point now. My clients have amazing results. I spend as much time or little time as I want with my family. Yeah, I believe in myself, and I'm, with all honesty, I now know that I'm actually capable of anything. So yeah, it's changed my life. So that's how I got into it.
I love that. I love that. So let's just dive in, because I feel like so many people ask me this question all the time. And I know what I say, but I would love to get your opinion because you are a Facebook community expert. When people say, should I have a Facebook group or should I have a Facebook page? What is your answer?
My answer personally would be both. Because as much as it is out there, a page will show authority, doesn't matter what. It's always been like that. But it also depends on what you want out of your business. So think about a Facebook page like a shop window. It has all your products on it, all your services. It's there. It's like a website. It's there. Okay. And it's so you kind of need that, in my eyes. You need that to show, oh, there you go, look, boom, that's your business. Whereas a Facebook group is very much you want to get to know people. You want to build that know and that like and that trust. So going back to a page, sorry, there's a lot of things. Going back to a page is that while your followers, they can post on your page, you'll find that not many people will. Not entirely sure why, but not many people will post on your page. So you end up doing most of the posting, which is then they go on to comment or they go on to react to like or whatever. But the most important thing is that you need a Facebook page to run ads. So if paid ads is part of your strategy, then you kind of need a Facebook page because they won't run without the number. People, again, it's a lot of social proof for the page. So, for example, for yourself, if you put something really awesome, which you do, on your Facebook page, then people can share that. People can share it to all their different channels. If one person's got 10 channels, that's your content shared 10 times. Whereas with a Facebook group, unless it's public, which doesn't really quite make sense when it comes to the know, the like, and the trust, then they can't do that. Okay, so that's massive in difference there. However, I genuinely love Facebook groups because they provide an opportunity for you to have a deeper connection with the audience. Whereas your Facebook page, everyone can see, and people tend not to tell you their problems or what they're struggling with in public. Whereas if you've nurtured your group enough, they will tell you, and they'll have no problem in messaging you either, personally messaging you. Facebook groups provide better visibility as well, because the Facebook algorithms, as we all know, they all change all the time. But one thing is quite constant is that they'll decrease the organic reach on your business page as much as 98% sometimes, which basically means if you have 100 people like your business page, 98 of them won't see it. Okay, so it's just a bit of like, I'm very much into saving time as well, so I don't see the point of putting something up if no one's going to see it. I forgot where I was now, sorry. As well with the Facebook group, you can grow your email list a lot faster than you can with a Facebook page. And as much as we all love Facebook, it's always better to secure your clients, your future clients, your customers through a solid base away from social media, which is an email list, which we all know is really good to build up. So, for example, if I wanted to drop a lead magnet in there, then people in my Facebook group are more than likely to go, yeah, click in, opt in, and you can follow up than they would as a cold audience on your Facebook page. You can also use the 3 questions to gain entry into the Facebook group, and one of them, in my opinion, should always be something that you can get their email address. So, and again, they've got the option of saying yes or no, but it should always be an option for them.
Yes, I love that.
Yeah.
I think that's such a great feature because I have gotten so many people on my list. But even if they're already on my list, because if they come on my list through an opt-in through an ad, I always invite them to my page. And it's really good to see if you have your email list set up right. You can see, like, in the tagging options, like, did they start here? And then did they go, to my list? Did they do the things they were supposed to do? So I think that's just good to see that journey. And it just helps me know, like, also, like, who's coming into my community, who can I be friends with? Because right now, I still have the capability. I friend everybody that comes into my community because why not? They're going to be my friend. So the reason I have this community is to build relationships. And that's one reason I personally love groups, is because of that. Obviously the community, but the relationships that you can build. And again, like you said, it is so much, people feel safer inside of a group telling you what's going on in their life and being honest with you. Whereas they may not say that on, they would say it on a page if it's like a superficial post or they get to talk about themselves or something, but they're not going to really get deep with you. And I feel like you can get a lot deeper inside of a group. So I would love to hear, like, how you've experienced that with clients and in your own, and just how much more we can nurture them in that community.
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, one of the things that people think that when you own a Facebook group that you make all your sales through Facebook groups. Okay, it's a misconception that a lot of people think, oh, I'm going to monetize my Facebook group. Okay, that's great, but it's more than likely you're not going to make a lot of sales and a lot of meet your clients through that Facebook group. It's always the afterwards. Okay, so you nurture, like you said, you nurture them, you become, basically, you want to know if you can help that person. And how do you know you can help someone is by getting to know them, genuinely getting to know them. Yes, you are always going to have that thing in the back of your mind thinking, like, because we are in business and we do need to earn money. But the more you get to know that person, the more you know what you can offer them, because you might not want to offer them your full monthly package or your most expensive product out there. But you need to know what they want, how you can help them. You need to know their pain points. So always have that in the back of your mind. But to nurture them, it's just that you need to find out what they want, for starters, on it. And how you find out what they want is through either a quick questionnaire you can send to anyone. It doesn't necessarily have to be people in that group. It can still be a target audience. But one of my other favorite ones as well is one of the questions, the joining questions again. You can literally ask them a question: what do you want to see in this group? Why are you here? There's different ways of saying that. And then you just collect all that, then you know what kind of content that they want to see. Therefore, they're more than likely to interact with that post and answer questions or to help others as well. So there's so many different ways of nurturing them. And as well, people think, like, I totally think that you should put value out there. You have to put value, but value can come in so many different forms. Value can be a shared news article. Value can be a guest expert coming in the group. Value can be a long post, a short post, a quote. There's so much different values out there, but people, as long as you know what that person or that group of people want, and you're going to go through trial and error, you will do, and that's okay, because that's when people tend to quit their group, is when no one's commenting or no one's liking. But it just could be that you haven't quite got that twist on it yet, and you haven't quite found out what they want. But yeah, encourage them, encourage them to talk to you, always ask them a question, just genuinely get to know these people and get to know what they struggle with or what they don't struggle with, or ask them what they can share with the other people in the group. Literally just nurture them like you would with a baby. You're going to feed them, you've got to give them drinks. It's exactly the same. You just have to nurture them. So I hope that answers your question.
No, it does. It does. I can't remember. It might have been Rachel that said this, but basically nurture relationships like you nurture a baby in your belly. Like, for real,
Yeah.
it takes months and months and months, right? You've got to nurture it and feed it and love it and keep it, safe. And you have to do that with relationships too. And one of the things that I get asked so much, and this is my opinion on this, and you can totally like chime in and tell me what you think, but people ask me all the time, where do I post this? Do I post it on my business page? Do I post it in my group? And my feelings are, your group is your community. It's kind of like your email list. They said yes to you, so they should get everything first in priority, and then you put it on your public page. They should get all the value first. They should get all the trainings first. So that's my personal opinion, but I would love to know your thoughts on that.
No, that's exactly what I was going to say as well. They are your VIPs. They are there. Like you said, you've invited them into your group. Now show them love. Okay, that's just as simple as it is. So yeah, there's nothing wrong with you posting something, for example, on your business page or your profile saying, there you go, there's 2 tips how to grow your Facebook group, for example. If you want to see the rest of them, welcome to join me in my group, because my group is going to get all of them because they're special, and that's just, yeah, absolutely, that's perfect way of saying it, is that they should, in my opinion as well, they should always get more than what you show to the public.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the other thing is people, and I think this is why business pages fail normally. I'm going to tell you this is what I think. And again, you manage way more groups than I do. I manage my own, and that's it. So I would love, again, your opinion on this. But people complain about business pages and groups not working because I believe that they're so concerned about posting about their product or service constantly, and they're not getting to know their audience. They're not giving value. They're, again, like you said, they're not listening to what the audience is even asking for. And we feel like sometimes, I think that as business owners, we can only talk about what we sell. And that's not true. Your audience is more than that thing you sell. You're more than what you sell. So we need to learn and engage with them in other things besides that product or service that we offer.
Yeah, absolutely. If I want to join a group and all I see is promo, 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 I would have joined the buy and sell group. Okay, I wouldn't know. For example, my group is all about social media tips and tricks. And I first started my group because so many people wanted my services but couldn't afford it, or it just wasn't the right time. And with all honesty, I couldn't help everyone. So I thought, right, okay, I'm going to create my own group and then just post little bits in it. And obviously, it's grown over time. It's gone down over time. It's just changed a lot lately. And I feel like there's nothing wrong with putting the odd promo in there, especially if it's something new, because in my eyes, if I put something new in my Facebook group, they're the first people to see it before my email list, before my mum, before, do you know what I mean? They are the first people to see it, and I would love to give them the first choice. Same goes with any lead magnets, with anything, they get the first choice. And there is nothing wrong with putting a promo in there. However, if you're going to constantly put promotions in there, then people, your members, the people inside your group, are not going to feel valued at all. You know, they weren't there unless you specifically told them, I'm going to sell to you every single day when you come into my group. Then they didn't expect that, and it'll shock them, and it's just not nice, and they'll leave. But as well, it's not about just leaving, it's that they're gonna tell other people that it's a really I'm trying not to say a bad word, it's a really bad group. Okay, you know, and like I said earlier with my clients, some of the members inside my group, and I love them dearly, but I know for a fact they won't buy my services because they can't afford it or something. However, I have gained clients from helping them, and that is powerful. That's very powerful. So you don't necessarily need to sell in your group. You just need to be you and helpful and authentic. You know, that's all I've ever been, is being myself, and I've showed them. I've asked for their opinions as well, because I genuinely, like, their opinions matter to me. You know, my last lead magnet, I wanted to know what color would go best at the front, and majority of them said pink. I was like, right, okay, I'm going to listen to you, and I'll go pink, and that's what I did.
Yeah.
Because their opinion means a lot to me. But yeah, there's nothing wrong with the odd promo, but yeah, don't spam it. It's just not nice.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So one of the other things I love about groups, so all my group questions, I have email address, I have who invited you to this group on purpose. Most of the time, this is the truth, most of the time people say no one, Facebook suggested it for me. That is free. I didn't pay for that. So let's talk about that a little bit, and how that feature actually helps you get people that aren't currently in your network.
Yeah, it's one feature that just blows my mind. It's like, it's amazing, but over the last couple of years it has changed. It's always been suggested, but what makes it a suggestion has changed. So in the beginning, it was very much engagement. The higher the engagement, the higher Facebook will go, oh, hang on, that's a really good group, I'm going to put you there. But there's another misconception as well, is that people think engagement is just likes or loves or comments. It's also, engagement also counts seeing the post and spending 2 to 3 seconds looking at that post, even if they like or not. And that is engagement in itself. So for you, obviously, the more you nurture that group and the more people start talking about that group with keywords and stuff, then Facebook is going to go crazy and go, that's brilliant, right? Now put them up, and put you highest in the group, which is amazing. And like you said, it's free. I mean, who wouldn't want that? You know, and like you said, it's powerful. It's very, very powerful. So that is a massive reason to nurture your group and start talking about it.
Yeah, it's like an ad for your group that you don't pay
Yeah.
for. because they just
Yeah,
see it.
absolutely.
And maybe they're searching, too. But actually, let's talk about that really quick, because I think a lot of times people want really cool names for their group. And so they come up with this catchy name and then nobody finds them, because I believe, and tell me if I'm wrong, it's very keyword driven, right? Like we have to
Yeah.
think what people would be searching for and not create some cool name like Chrissy's Cool Cats, right? Like we can't name it that because nobody's going to know what that is. So let's talk a little bit about this strategy that goes into actually naming a group.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you want to grow your group, you need to think keywords in your name. If you don't want to grow your group, that's fine. You can call them cool, pretty cool guys or whatever. That's fine. But the first, I think it's 18 characters of your group name is searchable. Okay. So there's nothing wrong with having your name in your group. Okay. But always make sure it's at the end. But what you need to do is brainstorm on what pain points are you trying to solve. So with mine, it's quite simple. I want people with social media. It's a social media group. So obviously my keywords are going to be social media. However, I'm going to niche down a little bit. I like coffee. I drink a lot, probably too much coffee. I love coffee. So it's social media and coffee. Okay. But if you notice, the coffee goes after the social media. So it's social media that's going to be found first. And it's, you have to brainstorm. I said that I probably won't get this right straight away, but it was something along the lines of if you were a personal trainer. Sorry, you put me right on the spot now. I'm in it, Chrissy. So, if you're a personal trainer and you want people in your group who want to lose weight, get strong, and get fit. Three of them. So if you name your group "Get Fit with Kim" or "Get Thin with Kim," even though that rhymes, it's not going to attract people who want to get strong. Okay, and it's not going to attract someone with that wants all three of them. And do you really want a non-target audience in your group? It can prove to be a lot of work if you're not attracting your ideal audience, because like your content and your value out there needs to be to your target audience. So it's a lot of work to run your group. And again, then people quit because it's not working for them. Well, actually it is working for them, but you just need to change a lot of things that you're doing with it. So yeah, naming your group is huge if you want to grow your group, like really huge. And you also want something quite, yeah, quirky is okay, but you also want something that people will remember as well. And you have to make sure, because there's only 28 days you can change your name. So if you put a spelling mistake in that, which I have done, just saying, then yeah, just be careful because then it's not going to come up for anyone. But yeah, it's a massive thing if you want to grow your group.
Yeah, so I wanted to name my group Passion Hustle Grow, which it is called that, but the actual name is How to Grow Your Business with Social Media and Sales, because that's what people want, right? They want to grow their business. And so I know when people put in grow my business, that's going to be an option that pops up. So the URL is Passion Hustle Grow, but the actual name is How to Grow Your Business. And that's helped me a lot. Just being able to be found, because so many people say Facebook recommended. I did a search, found you on Facebook. So that to me says it's working. So if something's happening, you're not getting that from people, then figure that out, like figure out how to get those keywords in there. But like Kim said, first of all, you don't want to change it every month anyhow, but, and I think after you get to 5,000, you can't change it. Is that right?
That is right. Yeah, that's correct.
So you want to make sure you find something and stick with it. And if you I love looking at I think Neil Patel has keyword searches, and there's all kinds of keywords. You can get really technical with it and really research and all those things, but just think about what people are going to say. People are not going to search for some crazy thing. So think about what their need is, their pain point, and how you can incorporate that into how you can serve and support them and what they would search for. So I think that's just a great way to look at that.
Yeah, absolutely. And the same goes with the cover photo as well. you don't have to put everything in the name. You can put more details in the cover photo because obviously that's public as well. So you can have your, like you said, with your passion. Say the name of your group again, Chrissy.
How to grow your business with how to grow.
Yeah.
I forgot how to grow your business with social media and sales.
Yeah, see, that's perfect. But then when you put your passion and
Passion,
what
hustle,
your
grow.
URL,
Yeah.
yeah, you can put that in your cover photo, and then people are instantly gonna go, oh yeah, that's Trici's group, amazing. And then you've also got the search at the back end of it, thinking like that's exactly what I want to do, and that's how they'll find you. So you
Yeah.
can use all them little things in one, because me myself, I love, like I said, I love coffee and I like people to know that I'm very social media and coffee driven. So I do have a picture of coffee, me drinking coffee on my cover photo, which is fine. And my name's on it as well. So people are instantly going to know that it's me when they look at it anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just learning to use both of them together. It's amazing.
So something I did, I bought the URL Passion Hustle Grow and I bought it and forwarded it to my Facebook group. So if I need to give somebody
Nice.
an easy link, it's just passionhustlegrow.com and they go straight to that group, which makes it really easy on me. I don't really know how many people use it, but I'm just like, I'm totally doing this
I
because
love it.
that's what I name in my group. So I'm buying the URL and,
Yeah.
so yeah, so let's chat really quick about, so I think a lot of times people give up on groups and business pages for the same reason, because they start them out and then it's like crickets, right? So it takes a while to really get that group engaged. They're not just going to start unless they're already in your community and they already love you. You're not going to put your first 10 posts up and people are going to be commenting and like they're just not going to do it. It's just not going to do it. So what are your suggestions for people who struggle with that and that's their biggest fear? Because I'll be honest, when I started my group in March of 2019, that was my biggest fear. The reason I hadn't started one before then was because I do not want to create a community and nobody comments. Like I was so scared of that. I mean, I know what I say now, but I would love to know your opinion on that and how they can get over that hump, because I think Rachel tells us until you get to about 500, it's going to be pretty slow, but I'd love to know your opinion, your
Yeah.
experience, and what you've seen with that.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I had that myself. When I first ran a group, I literally put my heart and my soul into that group, and nothing. Like I think I had around 1,000 members, okay, and it was really bad, just like really bad. And but then you first thing you've got to learn is don't give up. Not yet, okay. Do not give up, okay, because if you give up it's never going to happen. Okay. And it does take time, like you said, to build up. But the most important thing to do is to look at your own strategy of what you're doing. Is that group full of your target audience? Are they people that you can help? Because if they're people that you can't help, then they're not going to be interested in what you have to offer. Are you putting the right value out? Is it things that they want to know? Are you hitting the pain points? Are you asking questions? That's another thing. Or are you just constantly putting posts and pictures or whatever? Also, is it very business orientated or do you throw a lot of fun posts in there? I mean, we've got Halloween coming up. Use a week of Halloween to have fun. Okay. Just go crazy. It doesn't have to be rigidly business formed, but you need to put some fun into it as well. You need to ask questions. Like I said before, ask them what they want. Just ask them. Okay. But one thing you have to remember as well is that they might be shy. They might not want to come out their shell just yet. Okay. So if you put a fun poster, like, I don't know, have you seen these silly math games that I can't even get right? Like, little picture things. Okay, I don't know why I put them up because I don't even know what the answer is, but they're up. Okay, that might entice them to come out. Okay, but then something else might not. You have to try and get them out of their shell. Because at the end of the day, not everyone's as confident as you think they're going to be, and that's okay because eventually they will. but then you need to start looking at who's seen your post, how many people have seen your post. If they haven't seen your post, you need to start asking why. Okay, you need to start asking, are you posting at the right times? Are you posting the right things? Or have they got the notifications on all posts or not at all? Again, ask them, remind them, go live or do a video, do a post, whatever. Remind them to put the notifications on all posts because they might miss something. And there's nothing wrong once in a while putting a quick post up or a live, whatever floats your boat, asking them to like, comment, put a GIF or whatever if they see this post, just to show that they're engaged. Because just because they don't in the week, if they don't like something, don't comment, it doesn't mean that they're not watching. And I think you need to just take it slow. And then I haven't got a time where you can quit because I'm not a quitter. I tend to just go and go and go.
Yeah.
But when it gets to a point where you think you've tried everything and you genuinely don't know what else to try, then possibly think about changing, like removing everybody and changing it to a different group or whatever you want to do from there on. So that's my advice on do it.
So one of the things I say this on business pages, I don't care if anybody likes or comments. I mean, yes, I would love it, but I can't worry about vanity metrics. I think groups, we should tailor it by that. But I think the great thing about groups that a lot of people don't know is we have analytics on every single post now. So you can see if people are, because Facebook considers an engagement if you pause and you stop on that group, on that post.
Yeah.
So they could be lurkers. We say that with love. We love lurkers and likers. We create content for both. Some people just still are not comfortable. Being an introvert, I understand that I never want to be the center of attention. And so I don't always want to comment on stuff. So I totally understand that. And I get that, being in their shoes and understanding that. But I think the analytics will really help you to see if that's good content or not, even if people post or comment or don't comment. So I think that's going to really help people create better content in groups.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's funny you're saying about introvert because it's hard if, like yourself, if you're an introvert, you don't want to, like you say, you don't want to be posting or you don't want to be going live. I know you're a special breed, Chrissy, okay? You're amazing. But it is so true, But the thing is you've got to understand, is a group the right thing for you?
Yeah.
Okay. Because as much as I love Facebook groups and I suggest everyone have one, if the group's not right for you, then it's not going to be treated right and it's going to be a waste of your time and it's going to be a time suck. And there's nothing worse than that. But again, there's nothing wrong with you trying it out. And another thing that people think that you need thousands and thousands and thousands of people in your group. You don't necessarily need that much. I have this saying that I'd rather have 100 people who know my name than 1,000 who just has no idea what I'm about. If that 100 people engage with me and they're my target audience, I can sell to them. They'll buy or they won't buy, but they'll be my followers for life. Whereas if I've got 1,000 people and one or two comments, then it's a little bit of a waste of time. And don't get me wrong, I love every single being in this world, but I am in business at the end of the day, and I want to help someone. There's no point me talking to someone about YouTube because I'm not a YouTube expert. Okay, so for someone to come to me into my group and expect YouTube content, it's not going to happen. And then I'd rather them go to another group where they can get expert help than be in my group. So yeah, it's really important that you need to know that if a Facebook group is for you or not. And I think that's very, very important. Sorry, I went off on a tangent then, didn't I?
No, you're fine. No, you're fine. So I have some rapid fire questions I want you to answer. And you can say, I can't answer the question, like I need to explain, and that's fine. But there's questions that I hear all the time. So the first one is, how often should I post in my group?
Okay. I would always say at least once a day.
Okay.
Because that just keeps the group alive. But that's me. But it all depends on you. Try it out. Try posting once a day for a couple of weeks. See what the reactions you get. Try posting 6 times a day and see how much they get fed up or not get fed up of you. it all depends on you. You have to try it out. Start by posting once, then twice, then 3 times, and then you might find if you post 4 times is too much, then stick to 3. But I literally asked my group, I said, right, how like am I getting on your nerves with the things I post, blah blah blah. And most of my members said that they prefer me posting twice a day, and I was posting once. So yeah, it just totally depends on your group, but try it out.
And I think the thing too, it's just like a page. Just because you post every single day or maybe twice a day, it doesn't mean every person is seeing that. You don't know how many groups they're a part of, how many friends they have, how many other notifications they're getting. So that's my second question.
Okay.
Some groups, there's no possible way. I get it. But as you're growing a group and as you're growing this community, do you encourage group owners to be friends with as many members as possible?
I haven't got a before or a for or against for that really. But what I do suggest is that you personally welcome every single person through private DM. Whereas if you friend request them or not, that's up to you. But I do personally recommend that you message everyone and say welcome. If you need anything, and this will bring out the lurkers, which we all love, but it will bring them out saying, listen, you can always private message me if you don't want to post in the group. So I hope that's answered your question.
Yeah, I love that. Okay, second question that I get all the time. Should I set up the group as my personal self, my personal Facebook page, or should I set it up from my business page?
Okay. From experience of my own and from my clients, we've found that if your business page is connected to your group, the reach is lower. Okay, the engagement is lower. So personal, I would say, and I will always use my personal. I'll never use my business page. But as well, obviously, if you can,
unless it's a paid group and people have they're in a program or something and they have a reason to go check that group, always set it up from the personal page. That's my advice too. But you run more groups than I do, so that's always my advice. So, what is do you have? Let me say it this way. Do you have a favorite group hack that not a lot of people know?
That not a lot of people know. Oh, okay. Favorite group hack. Apart from the 3 questions, because you will be surprised that not many people know that they exist. Okay. Always, 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 always use your 3 questions. Even if you haven't got an email list, still collect them from when you do have an email list. But my favorite hack, this is like, I don't know if anyone else does it, but is to always reply to a comment or to anybody. So I have this thing that no comment is left behind. And and that is mainly, obviously, they feel comfortable and all this and that, and they know that they're human and they mean a lot to you. But the other thing is as well, it really boosts the engagement as well. So yeah, that's my favorite hack.
Yay! I love that so much. And I totally agree with the questions. And here's a quick note: do not accept everybody and then go look for the answers in the questions, because people do that all the time. And I'm like, no, that's gone. You should have screenshotted that, used group funnels or copy. Those answers are long gone. You're not getting them back.
It's the reason I got group funnels, because I was like, no, I'm not getting it. I don't need to. And then I lost so much information. I was like, okay, I need to get this now.
Yeah, it's like a lifesaver. You can't accept them from your phone unless you screenshot it, but like you can go in and accept everybody at the same time. It's like so nice. Like,
it's brilliant.
I love group funnels.
Yeah, so and especially if you, sorry.
Go ahead, sorry.
I was just saying, especially as myself, because I add them in a lot of groups, it just saves so much time for like everywhere. And I'm talking thousands of people come in at a time.
Yeah, and then you just download it as a CSV, upload it to your email marketing platform, and it's oh my gosh, it's so easy. It's so easy to use.
Yeah, so very much.
I don't want to keep you too much longer because I know Kim is under the weather, and she's also in the UK. And what time is it there?
Oh, it's only 20 to 7.
Okay. It's not too late, but still an end of your work day, I'm sure. So tell my audience where they can find you. And if you have an opt-in or a special offer, if you want to drop that in the comments after we're off this live so that they can reach you even more. And then if you want to share your group, that's fine too.
Thank you. Thank you. So I have a website and it's designed to network, which is quite easy to remember, .co.uk. And I have got a few free things that people can have as well. So I'll put them in the comments.
Okay.
I also have a Facebook group, which I absolutely love, which is social media and coffee for entrepreneurs. I love the group. Everyone's welcome. So it does help if you like coffee, though, I'll be honest.
I don't love coffee. I'm not a coffee drinker, but I do love
But I love you there. Yeah, I love you.
I can still drink my tea and get what you're saying. I totally understand that.
Mm.
So let me just say that, Kim, we appreciate you being on here. Kim has amazing content ideas for communities. Like, I don't know if she has an offer for that, but she totally should put it together because I've seen some of her ideas and they are the bomb. We're in a mastermind together. So I am blessed to get some of that stuff from her. So I love it. But connect with Kim if you need help growing your group, you want to start a group, you have questions, connect with her because she is a great wealth of knowledge and resource. And she has so much experience with this. She does this for a living. I only have a little bit of experience because of my own group, but she does this for a living, and that's what her main clients, or she assists most of her clients with. So connect with her, give her some love, and she will drop all those links as soon as we are off this live. So thank you so much, Kim. I appreciate you so much.
Thanks.
Have a great evening.
And you.
Bye.